Hello, beautiful human. I accidentally became a really fucking super niche micro influencer on Instagram by posting a bunch of shit that people apparently really liked. And now I'm making a YouTube video to talk about it super quickly. I'm just gonna start out by saying I never wanted to be an influencer. I never wanted to start posting content. It was never my dream to be in front of the camera. I actually really disliked it. The only reason I started posting content was for my sales agency, actually. Like, I started a business of my own. I was actually posting content before this for a couple of different things, a couple of different business ventures, and I needed to put shit out, but my face wasn't always involved, and it was, you know, there was some, it was a long fucking journey. The thing that I enjoy doing most now, that I talk about the most, is identity alignment, subconscious architecture alignment, like whatever. I've been doing a lot of shadow work sessions with people, a lot of like really soul-led conversations with people online and then on Zoom calls. I get so much inspiration from these calls, and I literally just talk about the conclusions of these calls on posts, and then that shit just started to blow up. Like, people really fucking enjoyed it. People are currently enjoying it, and just want to say I'm so grateful for it, because in that content I feel so much more real. I feel so much more alive than when I was posting for my business. Like, every now and then I will post and say, hey, like, come work with me, you know, this is how I pay my bills. Don't hate me, I don't care. But, you know, most of my content though is just like a piece of a conversation that I had with somebody, and it's just like, oh my god, I need to talk about this. Somebody needs to hear this. This could actually change somebody's life. And apparently it has. People are saying like it is really helping. So am I gonna stop? Fuck no. Hell no. With that being said, in honor of me having just hit 23,000 followers on Instagram, thank you, I am going to answer a bunch of questions that a bunch of people wanted me to answer when I posted this little story right here. So with that being said, let's answer some questions, shall we? Okay, so question number 1, how did you grow the most? When I answered this story, I just said raw dogging it, straight up fucking putting your dick all in that shit. I don't want to say it's eye-opening, because it's like, duh, like, hello, obviously. But one of the most eye-opening things that I ever heard was pressure is a privilege, growth is uncomfortable, there is no growth if you're in a comfort zone, shit like that. I got kicked out when I was 17. Before that, I dropped out of high school. I didn't feel like I had a lot of options in life. I didn't feel like I had a lot of opportunities, and shit gets dark out here. I found somehow, through the grace of God, some really great online opportunities to just basically work online, sell shit from my laptop, from a Wi-Fi. I didn't need a degree. I didn't need any experience. It was like, you know, I literally got sold a dream, and I bought that dream, by the way. And it did change my life, okay? I know a lot of people hate on the whole, like, online courses community and shit, but I'm gonna be honest, there are good people out there with good intentions who are selling their knowledge and making a living off of it and changing people's lives, and I'm proud to say that I think I am one of those people now. But going back to the question, I grew the most because I went through some shitty things. I decided that I would go into it head first, very ignorantly, very arrogantly, and I knew that I was ignorant. I knew that I was arrogant. I knew that I was going to be stubborn about it. There's a certain level of experience you get when you get your hands dirty. Long story short, I raw dogged it, and I went through some shit, girl. Next, how to let go of shame and fear. I love this question. For me, it's with actual, like, literal humiliation rituals. I came out as a humiliation ritual. Like, I used it as a marketing angle in my content, specifically so that I could get hate for it. And I didn't. Nobody cared. I didn't get any hate. I got supported. It was amazing. I don't know why I was sitting there waiting for the worst to happen, for the world to fall from my feet. I thought if people saw the things I was ashamed of, that I would be in some kind of danger. And the funny thing is, it wasn't the people online that I didn't know that I thought would give me a bunch of shit. I thought it was going to be the people closest to me in my circle. To my surprise, nobody really said anything. It was just silence. I was like, all right, fuck it. The reason you're ashamed, the reason you can't get rid of your shame, is because you're afraid of letting people see it. If people see your shame and then you get disappointed by how much people don't even give a fuck, your shame won't hold any weight. it will literally dissolve. You'll realize that you are not this great thing to be loathed and spat upon and shunned and ostracized. And if you are, then you're around the wrong people, baby. Next question, how you grew up and what shaped you to be this way? I was born and raised in New York, in Staten Island, New York. My family was raised in the Bronx. We grew up in a very traumatized family. I'm the fifth of 7 children. We came to Atlanta, Georgia when I was like 9. One of the things that shaped me, I'm actually looking at it right now. Hold on, let me get it. When we first came to Georgia, we shopped very heavily at thrift stores. And every time we went to the thrift store, we called it La Pulga, I would frequent the book section. And this one time we were there, I found this book that stood out to me so fucking much. The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And it talks about the law of attraction. I'm sure y'all know this book. I'm sure y'all have seen it. But I was like 10 or 11 and I read this and I was like, wow. And then since then, it's all I've ever been doing. I tried to give it to a bunch of friends. I remember there was this moment in 6th grade where I tried to give it to this girl who I liked. I was like, if I give this book to you, you have to protect it for the rest of your life. And this is a secret. It's literally called The Secret. And I was like, I tried to give it to her and I don't know where she is today. This book genuinely changed my life. So much so that I used the law of attraction. I used magnetism to build an entire business, to curate an audience who cares about what I have to say for some fucking reason. But with that being said, let's go to the next question. How you came to be the way you are, so wise, emotionally intelligent, spiritual. Favorite foods? Oh, fuck. Anything my mom cooks. She gets mad because if she asks me like, hey, what do you want to eat? I will always say the same shit. And I'm just like, rice, beans, chuletas. I want some pork chops. I want some beans and I want some white rice. I will eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all week. It's either that or Waffle House. What's the thing you wanted to do the most but never got to do? One thing I've been like dreaming about for the longest time, owning or like renting or fucking whatever, like a giant chateau, like a castle, like a fucking giant place of dwelling, and walking around with my constituents in like ceremonial armor. I actually started designing this. Like I have sketches out, just like shit that I just want. Like I want to do like a photo shoot in a fucking castle with like armor on. Like that would be fucking cool. That'd be so dope. What is my gender identity? This one is an interesting one. So I am very gender fluid. I actually started transitioning, not medically, not yet. I have been thinking about taking estrogen for some time, but like with all this shit on my plate right now, it literally has not been a priority. I don't know how this will land, but I'm just, for the plot, just for honesty. Actually, what the fuck am I saying? If it lands, however it lands, whatever. I am. I just am, okay? I am. There was this one time not too long ago, actually, my ex's mom, amazing people, changed my life, helped me get through some of the dumbest shit that I got myself into. I was really afraid to be myself fully around them. Actually, like I was really deeply masking everything, like hiding who I am. Like it was really a character that I played in front of them. Sure, they noticed something. They probably suspected. There was a family with very powerful intuition, very lovely family. With that being said, I was very masculine. But here's the thing. I'm not saying that I'm not a masculine person by nature either. If I do end up fully transitioning in any way and I start taking and I get on the moans and shit, I don't think it's like dysphoria that I feel. I don't feel any kind of, sometimes I do, but it's like a longing. It's not like a life-threatening thing. I'm quite content. And I think that's why I'm in no rush. And when I say I am, it's just because I am here. I'm present. I am so blessed to be able to say that I do have a shred of love, a semblance of love for myself. But if I get no moans, just know. Ooh, y'all ain't ready. My lore? Everybody wants to know my lore. I'm gonna challenge y'all. I need more specific questions about my lore. Okay, we'll come back to that one. My age and ethnicity, I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican. I'm a yo no sapo. Sadly, I don't speak Spanish very well. Like, I understand all of it, pero cuando yo hablo en español me sale un poquito mal. But you know, anyway, what makes you you? I was thinking about this the other day, actually. I've always been a softer person. I've always been a more sensitive person, and I think it is my sensitivity and my curiosity that makes me me. My love for knowledge makes me me. I love to discover things and learn things. That's why I love having conversations with people. That's why I fucking thrived as a salesperson. By the way, you want to know some of my lore? Actually, I was the face of a sales agency. I made millions for other people. I didn't make millions myself. I think over the course of my career, I generated directly and indirectly through the people that I trained, like tens of millions of dollars for others. And I'm only just now deciding, like, I'm gonna just start doing this shit for myself. I'm gonna take all of this knowledge and just fucking build a fucking empire because I can. But I was fucking good. I am good still to this day. Like, I've trained people who are currently making $60,000 to $70,000 a month. How did you gather such profound knowledge and how to apply it in real life situations? One more time. But also, I've gathered profound knowledge, I think, through the conversations that I've had with people. I've read a lot of fictional books that really touched my soul. Had a lot of conversations that really touched my soul. I took shrooms that touched my soul. How do you navigate in the identity or stage of being overly open-minded? I actually responded to this one with another, so this was a whole different thing. But somebody asked me that on a story post, and I was like, don't try to navigate it. If you are an overly open-minded person, it sounds as if you are regarding that as a bad thing. And it probably feels like a bad thing because it feels overwhelming, like you feel too disconnected from everything. You will feel disconnected from everything if you're not connected to yourself. I compared the idea of being overly open-minded to floating in the universe. Something eventually that is worthwhile enough will catch you in its orbit, and then you can fixate on it, and then maybe you'll be less open. But either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just enjoy it. Like, how to navigate being overly open-minded? Enjoy it. Like, that's a blessing. That's a blessing, in my opinion. But yeah, that's it. If you have more questions, like, please ask. I think I actually kind of enjoyed this, although this is my first ever video like this. Hope I did okay. Peace.